Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a couple of minutes since my last upload. No, it's been a while, that's for sure. It's getting tough out there. At the moment I'm sitting in the car waiting for Uber rides. But this winter, it definitely changes everything. With Uber, over summertime, we were doing good. You know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights were good. They were good. And then as the weather's getting colder, we lost Thursday. Thursday ended up being no good. And now we're a couple of weeks into the colder weather, and Fridays are nothing. Like, Saturday's our only chance to try and make some money. Obviously, I'm changed my hours a little bit, so I'm doing the morning runs Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's a little bit, but you know, it's still crumbs compared to what the nights used to deliver over summer. So, and the problem that's happening with Saturday being basically the only night that we can try and make a decent bit of money is that everybody's doing it too. So there's a lot more Ubers on the road. Obviously, over summertime they were spread out because we had the 3 nights. But yeah, so now we've got a copious amount of Ubers working a Saturday night, which the work's still there. It's tough, and there is no surges anymore because supply and demand. Demand doesn't outweigh the surge. Now, Uber has also introduced a new, what do they call it, a heat map, which absolutely means nothing really. It highlights areas around New Plymouth. I'll see if I can. At the moment, I don't know if you can see that. It's got a little bit of faint orange there over the city. Really, really faint. Which means people are grabbing rides, and it may light up another area and might be 1 to 4 minute wait or whatever. And to be fair, it's just garbage. It's rubbish. It means nothing. The only part of the heat map that's worth looking for is when the surge happens, which is now purple. The surge used to grade in colour, so that light orange last month would have been a light surge, and as it got more popular it would get darker and darker. But now they've changed it, and Uber just keep changing their app while you start getting used to it. So yeah, so this cold weather is taking a toll. Spending a lot more hours out there for a lot less money. Jeff's Choice last week was our toughest week. We probably just made enough to cover the food bill, which, hey, we're gonna get that, and that again is this cold weather. So we're trying to get some analytic information around buying habits, you know, like the customers' buying habits, and see where we can really utilize some hours and try to really get some of that, you know, coin coming this way. But yeah, I know it's been a while since I've given you guys an update. It's really been a battle. You know, like, cost of living's just getting out there, and hospitality is what gets hit first. And Uber, we rely on hospitality. You know, we need the people going out, we need the people wanting to go home, and obviously Jeff's Choice is food, so that is hospitality. So what a great time to really start the food industry, and what a great time to be in gig work. Yay. But yeah, if you're thinking about starting Uber in New Plymouth, like a lot of passengers have, passengers are like, I'm thinking about doing this for a side gig. So obviously people are trying to, people that are in a normal full-time job, 9 to 5 or whatever, 5 days a week, people that are in a secure position, they're now thinking of ways, how can they make a bit of money on the side? Which, hey, Uber's never going to stop, Uber is never going to stop their number of cars in one region. For one, it strengthens them completely, makes them more reliable, makes them look better, makes them a better service. But the more vehicles on, it hurts the drivers that are actually making Uber what they are. So, I just tell people go, oh, what's it like? And I just tell them the truth. I just say, hey, wintertime, it is a grind. You spend more time sitting like this than what you do actually driving people. So I've been on the road since 7:30. I'm at $33. It's like $10 an hour. Yeah, so it's tough. I got Jeff's choice tonight. Mondays can particularly be an okay night for our burgers. So, I'm hopeful. You gotta stay positive. And don't really look at the numbers in front of you. Obviously, look at the numbers in front of you and to see a way to, I guess, to improve, a way to grow. Don't look at the numbers and think, oh, woe is me kind of thing. That kind of attitude is what sends people la-la. So, yeah, the numbers haven't been great over the last 2 weeks. I have an amazing wife that can make do with a piece of bread and a cup of water. No. I've got an amazing wife that doesn't need a massive income. She's not money focused, which is really awesome. So that helps. We are feeding 6 children as well, so that doesn't really help. But they got to be fed, and so moving forward, we're not canning any of this idea. This is the long haul, but we're just trying to find ways to future proof our income. Now, obviously, DeliverEasy is our main platform for the food trailer, or it is the only platform, sorry. We are exclusive with them, so all our social media all our socials to do with Jeff's choice always promotes DeliverEasy. The simple fact is, if we can promote them and grow them, well then inherently we should grow within that, if you understand. Obviously, if someone in Wellington sees our ad and ends up signing up to DeliverEasy, they're not going to benefit from our food, but it's just relying on those snowball effects. Is I'm just a little person in a big ocean of people trying to make business work. So yeah, it's about just treading water for as long as you can and have that vision, have that insight of where you want to be opposed to where you are now. Like people would look at us and be like, you can't carry on like that. It's like, why can't I? Yeah, sometimes bills are mounting up, but we always find a way to get it paid. There's got to be light at the end of the tunnel, and if you can't see that light at the end of the tunnel, well then you're going to be in that, someone would say to you and say, oh, you can't do it this way, you should be working for someone. That's going to become your light at the end of the tunnel, and then you're going to start looking for work, which is something obviously stable, regular income, which, hey, it would be great. But my family, you know, like I'm thinking about generational. It's like, if I go work for someone else, I can't build something that my family will benefit of. So that's where we are now, is we're not pulling back and we're not stepping back from the business. We're stepping back and having to look through the business, I guess you could say, opposed to looking at it where it is now, but looking past into where it can be. So many ideas, you know, rattle through my mind while we sit here, and you know, at night time I'll tell my wife, and you know, it doesn't go in one ear and out the other. It goes and she processes it, and then so it's just kind of planting that seed. So I've got a heap of ideas to grow. It's just we got to work out how, with such a small team. It's me, my wife, and my 2 older girls. The younger kids are too young to. They help, like, but they don't help in a sense. So, you know, we are a very small team, and my visions are very big. So it's about, my wife manages my ideas. I come up with them, I voice them, and then she manages them and works out how it could be done and who can do what and all that. So yeah, I don't know why it's been so long since I've done an update. I guess because I felt like there was nothing to update you guys with. But I think this is very important. Stepping forward is telling you guys, like, this channel was made for people looking for gig work, and if you're looking for gig work right now, I would look at, firstly, what is it going to cost you to get into it? Is it going to cost you anything? Are you able to get into it without any outlay? You know, like if you're looking at Uber passenger, you need a car at a certain age, you need a P endorsement, that costs, you need commercial insurance, which is a taxi insurance, which isn't cheap either. If it's going to cost you, I would suggest not going into any gig work right now because of the market being so slow. But if you've already got a vehicle, I'm just talking about Uber passenger, if you've already got a suitable vehicle, you've already got a P endorsement on your license, and you can suss out some insurance that isn't going to cost you much more, then give it a crack. Food deliveries, as long as you've got a vehicle that's registered and warranted, you've got a license you're allowed to drive that vehicle. So I think Uber Eats, you need a full license, I believe. I've never tried signing up. But with DeliverEasy and I think DoorDash, as long as you've got it restricted, make sure you've got insurance, because one day, you know, you'll back out of a driveway maybe, and it won't be your fault. You'll be on a job as such, you know, commercial gain from your vehicle. And if you hit a lamppost, or if someone hits you, your insurance that you've just got private insurance finds out that you were making a personal gain off your vehicle, they will not cover you. So I guess it comes down to, how much will it cost to get into doing the gig work right now? Can you afford that cost without it being a burden? So do you actually have that do you have that surplus just sitting there? Because I would not recommend financing your way into gig work right now. We did back in summer. We financed this vehicle, and that's the only finance that we had to do to get into gig work. We done that in summertime when everything was peaking and everything was good, and it was paying for itself and it was making a profit. Now it's paying for itself. Very, very seldom is it turning over a profit. With the food deliveries, I guess it's a lot cheaper to get into. But then again, you know, like last week, we rely, with Jeff's Choice, we rely on DeliverEasy as 99.999% of our customers. Because we are set up in a dead end street, we don't have traffic going past. We have neighbours that support us, But the big sale, the money making sales, the stuff that we're relying on is DeliverEasy. Now I've seen a big decline. Well, last week was a big decline in orders. Hey, it could be us, or is it the general public now still reining in that income, holding that income back for more important things? So if you're looking at delivering food, that's something that's going to play a part as well. But if it costs you nothing to get into, like you've got everything already, you've got the car, you've got a license, the insurance it's going to be an extra, whatever it is a month on top of your normal insurance. So if you can afford that where you are now, I would still seriously think about joining a food delivery platform, but that would be the best way to get into it. You've got a vehicle already, you're already licensed to cover it, so your outlays nothing, basically. And then you could use that as a side hustle. Busy times for food delivery, obviously morning, breakfasts, lunch and dinner, from when I used to do it. So if you're working 9 to 5, you could always jump on for an evening shift, which I used to do when I first started driving for DeliverEasy. I worked during the day, jumped on an evening shift and done a couple of hours at night. Work it around your job. If you're looking at getting into the food industry and selling food right now, like we're doing it, we are doing it. Would I recommend it? I guess it depends on your product. I guess it depends on you yourself. Like, have you got broad enough shoulders, mind the analogy, to carry that weight of no sales? Are you able to sit? So in my food trailer, I can sit there all night. Let's say I sat there all night and got one order. It will not deter me from opening the next day. That mindset you need to have. If you don't have that mindset, if you sit in, let's say you have a shop front, so you have a cafe, or if you have a food trailer, whatever you've got, let's just use a food trailer. If you sat in a food trailer that you own and got no orders or got one order, would that deter you from opening the next day? Thinking, nah, that won't do it. Try that 3 days in a row. Will that deter you the next day of opening? Now, I myself, because it's no special thing upon me, but I don't get deterred. Yeah, I don't get knocked back from the lows in business. It makes me think of how do we overcome this and what do we need to do to keep going, opposed to, no, I'm done. In business, you can't be done. So, yeah, hopefully this helped someone. Maybe a little bit of a rant and that, but I just had to update you guys and let you guys know that I'm still alive. Obviously, I'm breathing. Heart's still pumping, obviously, so I'm still around. I haven't disappeared. Just realised she's tough. And hey, we've probably only got another 6 weeks of this weather. Maybe less. We might have it turning around. Like, it's a beautiful day outside today. Beautiful. Like, absolutely beautiful. So hopefully that will bring a bit of business tonight, with the food. Hasn't helped with Uber. Obviously, people are going to walk to work on a day like this that are close, but it is what it is. Like I say, tomorrow's another day. How can I better myself tomorrow? What can I do tomorrow that's different than today to better myself, to better our situation? So anyway, that's about 20 minutes of complaining, I guess. No, it's not complaining. The weather's the weather. It is what it is. We can't control it. But anyway, if you're driving, stay safe. If you're delivering food, get it to the customers on time. Hey, no stopping off and buying your food while the one's getting cold. No, get it delivered. Do your best. You can only do what you can only do. If you're UberX, if you're driving passengers, be respectful. Everybody has bad days. That passenger just might be having a bad day, so just remember that. 5-star them anyway. But anyway, until next time, stay safe and get out there. Kia ora.